Hello everyone, and in this video I'm going to be taking on the Roses of May Part 14 Level 200 LUFENIA quest as part of Beatrix's Lost Chapter. And for this I'm going all in with a team of Beatrix, Cloud and Lightning, with a Cloud friend and an Odin summon. So I've actually I've actually taken this opportunity to take a look back on my channel, and it turns out that actually the very first video that I ever did, it was actually I think the first video that I actually published to the public was, I think there was a heretic quest roughly around the time that Beatrix was released. But actually the very first one that I recorded was the original Roses of May EX quest that was put out at the time of Beatrix's global first release, which was back, I think, in February of 2019. So yeah, it actually turns out I've been doing this for like almost 2 years now, which is kind of crazy to think about, to be honest. Like, you know, I've only really been doing this as a hobby, just because it's, you know, it's a little something that I like to put out. I know my videos don't get that many views, and that's kind of understandable because I'm not really chasing for them, to be honest. I have noticed that, like, roughly around when some difficult content comes out, like, say, Abyss, for example, or the recent LUFENIA quests for, like, the Sephiroth Heretic and so on, I tend to get, like, a spike in views. I guess that's because when people actually need help, so that's when they choose to watch them. So, you know, that's understandable. But it is what it is. I'm out here, I'm recording stuff. I still enjoy it, you know. It's actually one of the high points of Opera Omnia for me, is putting together these little runs and these little comps and seeing, you know, what kind of stuff people come up with. So yeah, I really quite enjoy it. I didn't record my polls for Beatrix because I don't want people freaking coming after me for my look or lack thereof, or, you know, or whatever. But I have managed to get Beatrix's LD. I've got her all set up. I have a lot of issues with the way that Beatrix has been handled after her global first release. Like, when she first came out, it was probably like one of the high points of me ever playing this game. She was a freaking monster, you know, she was such a beast. Like, all the global firsts have been beasts, but definitely Aranea and Beatrix more so than Vivi. It feels like with Vivi they finally got the balance right, you know, like, he's really strong but he's not broken. But Beatrix was definitely broken when she first came out, and Aranea was even more broken. And I certainly wasn't arguing. I don't really have any attachment to Aranea, but I certainly did with Beatrix, so it was really good to see her tearing it up, because she should be broken, you know what I mean? She's Beatrix. If you've played Final Fantasy IX before, you know, the game makes a big deal about how strong she is. In Opera Omnia, in a Lost Chapter, the scenario makes a big deal about how strong she is, and when you actually get to control her, like, she's not really an enemy, but she acts as an opposing force. You know, your party does fight her several times, and she's basically unbeatable. You know, she's one of those scripted elves where you end up getting, like, taken to 1 HP, but you do actually control her as a guest party member for a few fights, and she's as busted, if not more so, in your party than she is as a boss. And just, you know, the game really plays up how strong she is. So she should be broken. She's one of those characters, she's like FF9's equivalent of Thunder God Sid, basically. So, you know, she should be disgusting. And she was when she first came out, but since her EX Plus came out, and since her LD weapon came out, she's really not been on top of her game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy that her LD is shock, because it's her signature technique. I mean, Steiner does learn shock in FF9 later on, but you can't imagine Beatrix without shock. But they're definitely going more the utility route with Beatrix in this game than the damage route, which is understandable. I mean, if you want to be true to lore, she should have all the utility she does and about, like, 2 or 3 times the amount of damage. But I guess they have to keep things balanced. So, you know, it is what it is. It's all good. And I know Excalibur looks really cool, but I can't imagine Beatrix with anything other than Save the Queen. So she has her signature weapon equipped on the skins here. I've got Cloud with his stuff, and I have got Lightning, who is going to be, yeah, I'm going to be monopolizing the turns, and I'm going to be taking advantage of Cloud's burst effect here. So I've got a Cloud burst friend, and I've got Cloud as an actual party member. Basically, I'm going to be popping the bursts pretty early, and then I'm just going to have Lightning steal all the freaking turns while the burst effects are active, because he's actually pretty disgusting if you do that. And technically the best party member in this third slot would be Kurasame, because he will just make Lightning even more ridiculous. But I have to bring along Beatrix because it's her bloody Lost Chapter. And there is actually a reason I'm bringing the Rude Call ability along. It's because I forget who it was, but there was someone on Reddit that discovered this. If you give Rude 3 CS50 artifacts, so he increases the party HP by 15%, then you can actually trigger the Odin passive or the Diabolos passive just by popping the call ability, which I think is really awesome. So I'm going to be doing that. That's why I brought along Odin, because I can actually reliably trigger the passive. Because Ifrit is better than Odin if you never actually proc the passive. I see a lot of people bringing Odin to a fight and never actually taking a single point of HP damage. That is not a good call. But with Rude here, we can actually make sure we actually pop the passive. So if you watch... oh yeah, I do have the Star Wars credits on because I was testing it, so unfortunately we do have to put up with a little bit of clogging the display here. But yeah, I'm going to pop this, and you could see there for a second Cloud's max bravery went from 55 to like 57. I guess that's because of Rude's aura, but basically it does proc the Odin stuff, or at least it should. So we have 4 uses of shock, and there are 3 times that enemies are going to apply debuffs. So we can go in with one here, and we can go in with one whenever they actually set up. So Beatrix's potato potencies are really a problem for me. Like, she really should be doing so much more damage than she is. It's annoying. It's one of the worst things about her kit is that like her bravery hits are so weak. Like if you run her in a party with a lot of battery, it's not as much of a problem. Or if you run her with someone like Desch, for example, then that's not as much of an issue either. But yeah, I'm not a big fan, unfortunately. So I'm just going to pop a Blade Beam here, just get them delayed a bit, and then have some funky turn rate shenanigans, which is always fun when that happens. You know, who doesn't want that to happen? For God's sake. There you go. I can start piling on the damage. Let's do a Thunder Slash over here. See how much this does. Oh, they're actually weak against. Oh yeah, of course they're weak against lightning because lightning exists. Okay, so yeah, Beatrix does fairly respectable damage, I want to say. But here's where I'm going to swap in my my Cloud friend, and we're just going to go straight into the burst. And I've just realised that this Cloud doesn't have his character boards, so he doesn't have the Marco buff, which is really annoying because look at his max bravery, it's pathetic. So that means that with our bloody LD uses, we're not going to be doing really very much damage. And I'm pretty annoyed by this Cloud. This Cloud shouldn't really exist. But we're gonna roll with it. Like, we're here, you know. We're here and we're gonna have to put up with it. So it is what it is. But please, people, if you're sharing friend units, especially friend units with burst, freaking equip all of their passives, please, including the character board passives. Do not skimp out on the characters that you're using as friends, because it's bad practice, you know what I mean? It's like, it's bad manners, in my opinion. Okay, there we go, and let us do a Flourish of Steel. Yeah, there's one way to do a lot of damage with Beatrix, have a freaking burst active. You know what I mean? Oh man, it's so annoying. Let's pop this. Then let's get B delayed. So I'm not sure when exactly it is that they go into, when they start like applying all of their buffs. Okay, so I mean that's halfway respectable damage, but again that's because we got burst effect active. So I don't know what threshold it is that they actually start like cleansing and applying a lot of frame debuffs, because I know for a fact that they do that. there is a threshold at which they will, oh okay, it's 69%. So the orb comes up and they do this and they apply a load of framed buffs. This is where I'm going to hope that my cloud friend has his World of Illusions passive and he can dispel. Yes he does, okay good. So that keeps the orb healthy. I'm going to go in with an LD on Lightning to get that Imperil back up. Because that's what we need to be doing the damage. Oh, I don't want to proc the launch yet. Still want to be delaying A though. So the combination of Lightning with Cloud is actually stupid because Cloud's burst effect basically gives you up to a total of plus 200% bravery damage. No, sorry, it's 100% extra bravery damage, right? Which is like a freaking lot. Just to put it, you know, to put it succinctly, it's a lot of extra bravery damage. It's like double, and because Lightning steals so many turns, you're pretty much like just gonna have it on almost permanently, like the whole time. I didn't use her LD there, but that's actually not a bad thing because that means Cloud can come along and he can do his thing. Yeah, so he'll dispel a buff from both of them here. So that will get the orbs back under control. Please let this be. Ah, it's the commando HP attack. Okay, so I can do this. Get a free turn. So this is actually what gave me the idea to do that Ultimisia run, where I did like Ultimisia on Rude's LUFENIA, because Lightning and yeah, I'm kind of I should really use this, but I'm not sure if it's a good idea. I'm gonna do it anyway. Ultimisia and Lightning both share the trait that they steal like an ungodly large number of turns. And I kind of figured, yeah, I can use Ultimisia in a similar way that I can use Lightning, because they steal so many goddamn turns that they can like have a burst effect almost permanently active. Okay, yeah, you can see the damage now has massively dropped off because Cloud's burst is no longer active. And here we can see why Beatrix isn't actually like the greatest choice for her own event, because she's dispelled all of the framed buffs that these guys have, and you kinda need them to have some, because if we don't, then we don't have anything to dispel and we don't have anything to increase the orb count. But what we do have is a Pinello to let us go into the burst, which I'm not going to get into yet because I actually... No, wait, no, it would be actually a very good idea to go in now because we've got the free skill, so let's go. Excellent. And let's just keep going like this. This should be fine. I'll just keep bravery attacking, so I can dump it all in the final launch. Here we go. This thing hits so goddamn hard. That's without an Imperil, by the way. Like, if you had an Imperil on there, and you had Kurasame on there, like, there's just stupidly hard hitting burst finisher. For sure. So I'm really hoping that these guys are going to apply some framed... I'm really hoping these guys are going to apply some frame buffs soon, because if we don't, we might be in trouble. There we go. I won't say I was hoping for that, but I was hoping for that. There we go. Get that orb count up. Oh, I should have saved the launch for this turn actually, because I could have used my my Whacker Call ability. So I gave her Whacker's Call because I thought she might actually go into I might actually use her burst, but I figured I decided against it. I figured I'd use Clouds because she still has a lot of skills left. So yeah, I might as well just use this. Yeah. So it buffs her up quite a lot when you use that. But they only last for 3 turns. Actually, did it even buff her up? Or does it actually apply... It doesn't apply the generic buffs, does it? No, it actually applies it directly to her. Oh, that's interesting. So that means on characters like Cloud, I could actually give him Whacker's Call and... yeah, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know about that. I thought it would apply the generic buffs like the regular skill would. Let's see if her max bravery drops after I use Army of One. Let's keep an eye on that number. So that's 52.8. Yeah, it drops right down. Okay, so the call ability applies the buffs as a call effect and not as generic buffs. So that means a Whacker Call is actually pretty good for people who want to go into burst. Like Kuja, for example, it would be pretty good on him. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Okay, so let's use this skill here. And honestly, I'm just going to go into the summon. I really, really want to use Shock, but the orbs are at 7. Actually, you know what? I'll just do it. We should be able to kill them before that becomes a problem. Okay, and we'll pop some hazard over here. I think I've got her EX, so I'm actually going to bravery attack. Yep, I do indeed. There we go. Pretty simple race to the finish line at this point. Let's make sure to use our LD while A is still alive. Okay, and Spark Strike. And B should be dead as well at this point. There we go. So this was really much more of a lightning abusing cloud burst showcase than it really was anything to do with Beatrix. But that is just how things go at the moment, because Beatrix, no matter how much I like her, I have to admit she is not the strongest. She does have that Holy Knight safeguard, which can help protect you against party HP attacks, but you only need to use that if you're actually going to take any damage at all, which of course with lightning is really it's a challenging prospect to let the enemies get enough turns to even hit you. So yeah, what can I say? Anyway, thank you for watching. That's going to be my clear of the Beatrix LUFENIA. I hope you all enjoyed, and until the next time, take care and goodbye.